Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Ashish Sahejpal, Assistant Professor from University Business School, Punjab University, Regional Center, Ludhiana. Today we are going to discuss about the module Conversion of Manual to Computer-Based System under the paper Management Information System. After completing this module, the students will be able to understand the application of computerized information system, understand the difference between manual and computer based system, develop an understanding of the planning at the management level to mitigate to computerized systems, outline the steps involved in the conversion process and methods of data conversion, understand the concept of data banks for storage and retrieval. At the outset, a manual system does not rely on computers. The information is archived and stored in files in paper form. Manual data processing utilizes non-technological tools which shall include paper, writing, and physical filing cabinets for storage. The end-to-end process is carried by humans without intervention of computer-aided facilities at any step. However, a computer-based system will see data stored in programs and retrieved via databases and Excel sheets. A computer-based information system utilizes the help of computers to collect, process, and store, analyze, and distribute information for fulfilling business objectives. The main component of computer-based information system includes hardwares, software, data, procedures, and people. Re-engineering the account opening process. CIMB Group is Malaysia's second largest financial services provider and third largest company on the Malaysian Stock Exchange. It offers a full range of financial services and products, including consumer banking, corporate and investment banking, insurance and asset management, and its retail banking network of over 1,100 branches, being the largest in Southeast Asia. The company launched a 5-year information technology initiative in January 2008 to align its information technology investments closely with resources. It used the ARIS business process management tools from IDS Cheers to identify 25 different areas for improving technology, people, and processes. The ARIS software helped identifying gaps and inefficiencies in the existing processes. The processes of opening an account at retail branch was singled out as needing improvements. The old account opening was cumbersome and time-consuming, requiring filling out 4 separate data entry screens for customer information, account details, name and address details, and details concerning ATM card. New technology created opportunity for Shortcut to use Malaysia's compulsory multipurpose card, MyCard. It's world's first smart identity card incorporating a microchip with identification data such as name, address, gender, and religion, and capabilities for user authentication, government service, electronic payment, education, loyalty programs, mobile application, and other conveniences. CIMB Group System Building team modified the front end of the customer account system to reduce the number of data entry screens and to accept customer data obtained from scanning a MyCard card. CIMB only needs to use a single data entry screen to set up a new account. It was able to streamline the account opening process, reducing the time required to open a bank account by 56%. Productivity has increased, lowering CIMB Group's cost by 8 to 9% annually. Okay, friends, let us now try to differentiate between manual and computer-based system. The digital age has changed the way people do business. For every important company task, there is a software solution to match. There are big benefits of going digital, but the benefit comes with certain risk. Certain aspects that differentiate the manual-based system from an automated one can be stated as: first, the cost. A manual-based system is definitely cheaper than an automated system. However, regular documentation, bookkeeping leads to low level of staff productivity. A computerized system, on the other hand, is cost effective and efficient, but it comes with a considerable financial cost and require information technology experts for support, training, and maintenance. The next very factor is the speed. Accounting software processes data and creates reports much faster than manual system. Calculations are done automatically in software programs, minimizing errors and increasing efficiency. Let us now talk about the backup. Manual forms of record keeping are more prone to risk and environmental hazards or loss due to theft, fire, etc. Automation not only speeds up operation but also provides data storage and backup. All previous transactions and records can be saved and procured at a touch of a button. Accuracy and consistency is yet another factor. Computer-based systems use automated calculation to ensure math is always right. This ensures consistency in reporting through standardized file formats and established workflows. However, in manual system, there are higher chances of human error which may go overlooked. Ease of distribution is yet another factor. In manual accounting, one records files, documents, and records by hand. With digital system, one can create the same set of documents in much less time and print as many copies as you need. Digital documents can easily be shared via email, print multiple copies, and send over an encrypt medium. This definitely reduced the physical medium the company uses for information sharing. Alteration in a manual system, changes to be incorporated requires the document to be recreated from scratch, requiring time and effort. However, in paperless digital document, the same document allow updating and iteration without by just creating a copy of the new version. Management planning for computerization. Let us look at the phases of computerization. In any organization, the process of computerization should be established in 4 phases. The very first stage, the computer is used only for transaction processing like stock and personal data, records, bills, invoices, payslips, etc. In the second phase, the traditional operating systems are improved upon. These areas can be exemplified as cost accounting, budgetary control, inventory management, sales forecasting. The phase 3, the systems are designed to affect decision-making systems of the manager. This include project planning, cost-benefit analysis, and operations research. Whereas the phase 4, it includes advanced areas are applied like policy and strategic decision with management information system, corporate models with simulation. The introduction to computer in an organization is a major investment decision. It requires capital for maintenance of infrastructure facilities and an allocation of highly qualified people to develop software, operate and maintain the systems. It is a key tool that aids decision making in all the strategic, functional and operational areas. Computers can only deliver output at the click of the button when executed with intricate and detailed planning. The management planning for computerization can be classified into 6 distinct stages. The very first, that is feasibility study. This is a techno-economic analysis for viability and justification of the investment. It takes into consideration total cost, initial investment, and recurring cost, and justify it against expected benefit in terms of timeliness, accuracy, and quality of information. Direct reduction of cost on reduced manpower requirement, space, and furniture for the employees. The second stage, that is selection of computer infrastructure. The selection of appropriate configuration in the dynamic market ranging from personal computers to microcomputers, mini computers, and mainframes. The choice of computer models and the configuration depends upon the need of the organization and their budgetary allocation. Help of solution architects can be availed to know about models, hardware, software license, and the support available. The next, that is resource preparation. The time period involved in delivery of hardware component can be utilized in resource preparation, system design and programming, recruitment and training of personnel for operation, maintenance, etc. The other aspects are room preparation, air conditioning, purchase of file media, stationery, etc. Then is the system design and programming. This should be completed prior to the installation so that the computer can be adequately utilized from the start. Computer usage increases with time as and when new applications are installed. System design is carried out by a team consisting of one or more system analysts and representatives from the users department for each application. The complete systems design should then be discussed with the programmers so that the system of test data and the test result can be supervised by the system analyst. Thereafter comes the installation. A fully programmed and tested solution get ready for installation. It requires a pilot run and parallel run. Computer-based systems are sensitive to human error and requires system experts. Staff should be well trained to undertake the code and file formats. And finally comes in the operation, maintenance, evolution, and the review stage. Smooth operation is highly dependent on the proper documentation and detailed operational instruction in the form of system manuals. Dear student, let us now consider a case. Railways opt for online fuel management system. The Indian Railways is firming up a proposal in Rail Budget 2016-17 to develop an online fuel management system, a first of its kind for the national transporter to check pilferage and bring transparency in fuel consumption. Mr. Suresh Prabhu, the Honorable Railway Minister, has laid emphasis on maximum use of information technology in the railways. Indian Railways spend about 14% of its earning on high-speed diesel, which is approximately rupees 18,000 crores a year. At present, the railways monitor use of fuel and expenditure of diesel manually, which leaves scope for pilferage as well as excess expenditure. The real-time information about inventory of fuel, it receipts, issue, inspection, and fuel tank calibration will facilitate better management decisions and inventory control and will save the expenditure. Real-time information is a must for efficient rationalization of the fueling pattern, and it has been estimated that by rationalizing the fuel pattern, a minimum of rupees 33 crore will be saved in a year, he said, adding, if we consider the amount we will save on fuel, the implementation cost of the project will be recovered within a year. Now we'll look upon the conversion of manual to computer-based system. The various steps to be followed for conversion of manual to computer-based information system. The various steps involved in digitizing of manual system to a computerized systems are. Now we'll be talking about conversion of manual to computer-based information system. The various steps involved in digitizing of manual systems to computerized systems are: the first, that is system description. It is prepared after prior investigation and definition of the problem. The description is a statement of the major inputs, outputs, processing, operations, and files needed. The purpose is to show the logical flow of information operation to carry out the particular design alternative chosen. These are in both narrative and pictorial form. Let us now try to understand the narrative form. This is a simple English language description of the operation. It details out the input, output, files, and operations. This shall allow user and computer technician to understand the operation of system and to utilize the narrative as a starting point for more detailed design. Whereas a pictorial form, it is a picture that allows us to sum up the narrative version of system description. The symbolic form facilitates a quick analysis of the job being performed and visual overview of the entire operation. There are numerous methods of depicting system production. Flowcharting is one of the most popular techniques of use even today. System flowchart is a graphical diagrammatic tool used to depict the data media as they are processed by hardware devices and information processing procedure in an information system. The next is the input documents. It is essential to specify in which format the input data is acceptable to the computer. The volume of information, the frequency, the accuracy, verification required, and handling of information are consideration for input requirement. The exact layout is necessary because computer program is an exact and precise sequence of steps that operates only when data are located in prescribed positions. Output documents. The output should be treated with care since it represents the purpose to carry out the entire operation. It is of paramount importance to the management and care shall be taken in this design. Going forward, the file design. There is a logic required to control the data flow, that is part of the system design and dependent on design of data files. These two steps are closely associated and should be considered in conjunction with consideration of type and equipment, storage capacity, input and output media, and the format. The next step, that is the program logic. There are numerable means of documentation program logic. Flowcharts are historically dominant, easy to depict and understand. The program flowchart is the programmer's logic of the detailed step-by-step representation of how the computer program shall accomplish the job. The flowchart must be written as a sequence of instruction that can be compiled into machine readable format. The next steps, that is the computer program. The computer programming details are generally complex. It is of interest to us how processor is instructed to process its operation in a desired format. The instruction consists of two parts: an operation code and operands. The operating code simply says to perform an operation, that is, perform as add operations. The operands gives extra information to the processor. This implies that being told to add is not enough. We must know what two things to add and where to put the answer. This piece of information are called operands. Some of the application program packages available are sales forecasting, account receivable, account payable, bill of material processing. The next step, that is the system verification. After the program is written, it needs to go through a complication process. It is placed in the memory in binary form and is ready to process the terminal input, update the master file in the disk, and print the required report. The computer executes the instruction of the program in sequence till the program comes to an halt. The chance of all program run and executed correctly at the first instant is 0. Therefore, test cases should be run for each program for debugging and making it error-free. The next is what we talk about, the documentation. The systems usually fail when they lack appropriate documentation. The events for which documentation is necessary are: for input, an overview of the system and the description of the input expected, and a note about what input is not acceptable; for running and maintaining the system, the technical documentation generated during the development process; and for output, an overview of the system, a clear description of what the output means, and a note about its limitation. Now we'll be talking about the methods of conversion from manual to computerized system. So there are 4 ways to convert from manual to computerized system. The very first method, that is the parallel conversion, running both old and new computerized system. The new system is installed and operated in parallel with the current system until it has been checked out. Then the current system is cut out. This method is expensive because of personnel and related cost. However, it is required in certain essential systems such as payroll or customer billing. Its big advantage is that the system is fairly well debugged when it becomes the essential information system of the company. The figure, it shows that how the parallel conversation could be made, wherein the old system is already in place and the new system is brought into the system. So the next, what we talk about is the phased conversion. This method is also referred to as phasing in the new system. Small parts or subsystems are substituted for the old. If this method is possible, some careful questions should be asked about the design of the new system. Is it really just an automation of isolated group of clerical activities? Generally, new systems are not substitutable piece by piece for previous non-systems. However, in the case of upgrading old system, this may be a very desirable method. Now we'll look upon what is the pilot conversion. It is implemented only in one department, then executed in whole organization. That is in a pilot test sites. The old system continues to operate in the other part of the organization. Any problem with the new system are identified and corrected at the pilot test stage. Once this has occurred, the new system can be implemented across the whole organization, probably using a direct cutover approach. Pilot operation becomes an option when a new system is to be implemented in a series of sites or departments. The figure 4 reflects that how the pilot conversation is implemented. Then we talk about the direct conversion. In this method, we stop working on old system and completely adopt a new system. This refers to cut off the old system and install the new. This produces a time gap during which there is no system. It is practically only for small companies or small systems where installation requires 1 or 2 days. An exception to this would be the installation of large system during a plant's vacation shutdown or some other period of inactivity. Now we'll be looking upon the data bank for information storage and retrieval. An individual personal knowledge can only be acquired and stored in his memory and then retrieved and manipulated as and when required. The storage capacity of memory can be scalable via other storage media like files, records, etc. More and more organizations are adopting computers for storing, processing, and retrieving information. Critical information regarding the management can be stored in memory of the computer, known as data bank. Today's managers are more involved in paperwork and spend time in searching and handling information. However, at times, information is voluminous and scattered and difficult to maintain. Similar information tends to get duplicated. There may be instances where information is required in different files depending upon the nature of the firm, type of organization, and type of information. Even when they are not aware of other departments and their problems. Therefore, there is a need for proper designing and implementation of MIS. Sometimes it is difficult to handle such voluminous information through manual system. Therefore, computer-based MIS is necessary with a central information system and a framework to facilitate mechanization. The data bank overcome these problems of manual systems like accumulation of information in an information center where one set of record is maintained, which avoids the maintenance of separate record files and also tends to integrate different functions and departments of the company. The data bank, which is also called as central database, is constructed to store and retrieve the information used in common by various subsystems of the company. Modern information processing technology allow a high-speed random access and mass storage devices to store large volume of data concerning various aspects of the firm. All relevant information about the company's operation is contained in one readily accessible file arranged in such a manner that duplication is avoided. So students, let's now summarize what we have learned in this module. Nowadays, the handshake of information system and information technology has become an inevitable part of any successful business. It is regarded as a major functional area like any other functional area as such as marketing, finance, production, and human resource, etc. Therefore, it is important to understand the functions of an information system just like any other function area in business. A well-maintained management information system supports the organization at different levels. Many firms are using information technology that cross traditional business boundaries in order to re-engineer and improve vital business processes all across the enterprise. You have to decide what business you are in, what your core competencies are, what the organization goals are. Those decisions drive the technology instead of technology driving the rest of the company. CBIS provides an opportunity for businesses to improve their efficiency and effectiveness, and even to gain a competitive advantage. Information technology is a catalyst of fundamental changes in the structure, operations, and management of organizations, from the stage of strategic decision making to the end products and services delivered to customer. CBIS facilitates faster decision making and support information sharing at each level. Hence, in the long run, the benefit and application of CBIS, when weighted against the investment incurred in digitizing the platform from a manual one, are much higher. Thank you very much.